Hello, everybody, and welcome to our little segment called Setting the Table. We have some really good news today. So we wait another minute or two for people to kind of come in and knowing that we're alive. And then Dr. Lawrence has a really cool announcement. So, how are you
Absolutely.
today, Lawrence? How are things going on the beautiful West Coast?
Oh, it is definitely truly a beautiful spring day here on the West Coast. And like you said, I mean, we're running a little bit late today, but there's a good reason why our Set the Table Live is late. This is
Yeah.
exciting news.
Don't tell anybody yet. Let's wait
No.
everybody not come in a few minutes, and then so. But with that, let's get started. I want to say thanks for Lawrence to be here today, and thanks to all of you guys for logging in for our little episode we call Set the Table. Because today we have a big announcement, and we actually, Lawrence, we've been working on this what 3 months, 4 months.
Oh, 4 months now.
Yeah. And so it's finally here. But I'm excited to have Mr. Lawrence Martineau, really amazing entrepreneur. I had the opportunity to get to know over COVID, and he's part of our team. So I'm just really excited to have this opportunity for everybody to get to know you. So with that, Lawrence, thanks for being here today. And because you always talk about, you know what, we need to create the environment, we need to take the lead, and we need to decide what gets served. So, what are you serving today?
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna see if people can pick up on the sound. Can you hear this? Because
That
right
is so
now,
that is so messed up.
because you know what? You know why? Because Christian Fischer Research Group just sharpened its competitive edge here recently. Our competitive edge is sharp now. We have now just become the partner for a company called Timu that's based out of Italy, and we are their U.S. partner for bringing them into the United States market. Now, what Timu does is something that's it's cutting edge. It's cutting edge. What they've done is they have basically combined Nelson level panel research and combined it with neuroscience so that now any food or beverage company can use that type of panel research for R&D, recipe development, packaging for consumer food products. It's going to give any company that's using this technology an edge over their competition because this technology will immediately reduce your R&D costs. It will bring your products to market more quickly. It takes the guesswork out of what people are thinking when they're tasting your food because what it does is, like I said, it does neuroscience. So it has a band that goes over and it measures the frontal lobe so that when people are tasting your recipes, not only are they asking a series of questions that are prompted to them on a computer screen or on an iPad for that matter, but it's also measuring how the food is immediately affecting their emotions at the same time. So not only are you getting this typical Q&A type questionnaire that's been used for many, many years by many of the leading type of data collection companies, but now it's adding this layer of neuroscience on top of it so that you can really quantify if people are actually experiencing what it is that they're describing. So it takes a lot of the subjectivity out of people's response because in real time you're measuring how the brain is affecting them. Timu's been working on this for a number of years now. They've have a number of great partnerships in the European market. They were looking to figure out how do we break into the US market. They reached out to us, like you said, about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And the reason why they chose us over the other companies that they were talking to is because, you know what, they're real people. They want real people that can solve real problems and have a very open, direct communication with their Italian-based team. And they want to be able to have a direct communication with someone in the US that thinks like them, that's going to act like them. And we're just really excited because we spent good 4 hours since, I mean, it was like I started at 6:30 this morning on a Zoom call with their team doing a product demo for one of Christian's chef friends, and it's just truly exciting. That's why we're late, because it's been exciting stuff.
So I'm really excited about this partnership. And if anybody is on the market for something similar to us, so there's a few things I absolutely love about Teamless. One of them, it really makes the pioneering of neuropsychology user friendly. So that's number one. And I honestly feel they are at the intersection of food, culture, and human emotions, which is another great thing. And the more time I spend on them, and so I'm aware of Teamless now for 2 years, and having conversations with them, I love how they're applying cultural science to food research, combining it with quantitative brain data. It's just really amazing on how they kind of looking at food and the emotions around that. So I'm first of all really excited about that. And then also for me, and I want to actually have a short conversation with you. So why do you feel this is a partnership which matters now, number one, and why Timus is the right solution for somebody in the marketplace?
Did you ask, like, why is it a good fit for
Yeah.
us?
Yeah. So
Well,
why do you think now? Because so why does this partnership matter now? And so I wanted to have a conversation with you around that. Why do you think it matters now?
I think one thing why it matters now is because you and I are both chefs, and we always, I don't know about you, but I can pretty much say that it's true that when you develop recipes, you kind of always work it backwards. Like when someone first has that experience with the food, it wasn't about just serving out a dish so that you can charge someone for it. It was about the experience that the food gave them, from a texture, from the presentation, to the flavors. And you wanted those people to resonate with all the reasons why you created that recipe in the first place. This technology tells you exactly if it's hitting on all those emotional points or not.
Love
And
that.
why it matters most now is because due to supply chains, due to the availability of ingredients, due to actually consumers' tastes are changing so quickly now, because flavors have become, from, it used to be that, I remember back in the early 90s how saffron was like this forbidden, there's this a spice, it had this mystery where it was difficult to get, but what you could get, it was like, oh my gosh. Well, those type of flavors are now readily available, so the consumer's palate is constantly changing. And to have technology to where within in at the end of 8 hours of testing, you can make a real decision on recipe development and not have to wait for days, so that you can constantly stay up or even in front of the consumer's palates. How exciting is that? And it's not just the food, it's also from the QSR standpoint, because some in some of the partnerships that are going to be announcing, I'm not going to say anything because it's not my place, but one company or organization is going to be using it to decide what kind of dining experience does it provide to the brain, from the time they walk into the doors to the time they go up to the ordering kiosk to the time they wait for the food. What kind of emotions are going through that consumer's mind? It's so relevant, because it's just, things are happening so quick, and this is going to give anyone an edge to get that data. It's a cutting edge, like I said.
I absolutely love that. And to our listeners out there, there's really one mission we jointly created, which is that we want to demystify the complexity of the human experience. And I think that says it all. And we supporting it with the creation of a sustainable, human-centric or human-centered food system. And for me, it's just really, really excited to be partnering with them and being officially Temus USA. So, but I want to talk to you a little bit about, can you share with our audience, what is the T-Box and why is it a game changer in sensory evaluation?
Well, the first word that comes to my mind, it's simple. I mean, the T-Box, it comprises of 3 different hardware components. One is, it's a headband. It's lightweight. It simply just rests on the head, and it has the sensory probes all in the front, because again, that's the frontal part of the brain, is where all the emotions that food resonates with. The second thing is, once you have the person is wearing that, it feeds into called the T hub. The T hub is where it takes the sensory information and then sends it to a cloud environment, basically a SaaS environment, where the panel then logs into a web-based login to a dashboard, and then the dashboard walks the panel of participants through a series of questions and tells them exactly when to pick up the food, when to taste the food, how does that food taste on a scale of like 1 to 10 or 1 to 100, whatever the person that's testing, or whatever your target is, that you can have that sliding scale. So you have the subjectivity of a sliding scale being measured in real time with what's going on in the brain. And then all that information is in a cloud, and that's it. I mean, you can be up and running as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection and a power source. You can be running a panel just anywhere.
You spot on. And for me, I think that's the coolest thing about it. It's you and I are both into AI, and the whole platform is an AI powered platform. It provides not just great feedback. It really, I think it's more than that. I think it has repeatable data in it, which is really the center of all emotional sensory reactions. So for me, it's as simple as that. It's helping any company refine, products, development, reformulation, necessary assurance processes. All of that is done with one simple device. And so full transparency, the day we were talking about, could I cheat on the tasting?
Yeah, exactly.
So Chef Lawrence, what did we learn today? Could I cheat on sampling?
No. It's like a lie detector. I mean, I may say, oh, I love this food, but my brain's saying, no, I don't.
I love that. So we had a whole discussion today if the system can be cheated, because we know there might be one or two people out there which like to cheat the thing. So for me, that was great. And then also on that day's conversation, I honestly feel, and it's not just, I think it's notably that Timos has not just partnered now with us here in the US. They, in the past, partnered with a company called Calsec, and they launched the T-Box and the House of Humans, and I want you to talk about that next, facility in Netherlands. And if you haven't gotten to it, you need to go. It's absolutely amazing. But what we want to do with them is offering advanced sensory neuroscience tools, not just for the food service industry, for any industry stakeholders. And that's the coolest thing about it. So can you talk to us a little bit? Where did the House of Humans come in?
Yeah, the House of Humans, actually, they have one in South Carolina, and it's through one of their partners called Alamance, and they're a co-packer of like cold foams. And the House of Humans is going to be where, the technology is fantastic. And there are a lot of companies that are fit to run their own in-house panel discussions. They know how to recruit the people. They know how to set up they know how to run the test inside their facility. Some companies want all that data, but they just don't have the experience of recruitment, how to bring the people into the facility, and then how to conduct, the test, which is very simple, but it's just, some companies just aren't equipped to do that. So the House of Humans is basically, it's an outsourced solution where we have the locations to basically, you can outsource your data collection problem to us, to Temu. And then we conduct the entire in-house collection for you. And then you get all the raw data instantly in real time. And that's what the House of Humans is. So we're working on, right now, there's one on the East Coast. We're working on probably in the Northeast. We're working on a couple of locations on the West Coast. So in a year, we'll have about a dozen House of Humans around the world, to where now companies, it'll be more accessible for them to be able to just outsource that problem to us. And then we'll conduct the testing at the House of Humans. And then all you have to worry about is in real time, getting all the data, so that you, within a business day, you and your decision makers within your company has the data to make smarter decisions. That's going to give you a competitive advantage over your competition.
Yeah, I love that. And um, being full transparent, why we are excited about this whole partnership and Timo's USA is because I honestly feel with Timo's kind of expanding into the North American market, I kind of lump us all together. I think it's a significant step forward, bringing cutting edge neuroscience to the North American food industry. And it's as simple as that. And for me, being part of that and having the conversations, as I learned about Timo's 2 years ago, I felt they were cutting edge in what they did. And now with us having here now with Temus USA, I think we boys to collaborate with food and beverage companies, I think in a lot greater way. And we can share on research, us on some of the research. We could have some academic partners in that. We enhance consumer understanding and we drive really sustainability product development. That's really what it comes back to. It's we doing the right thing by doing things right.
Absolutely. And also, it's not just brain waves. I mean, I saw one of the features they're working on. I think they're very close to launching is where they can track your eye movement. So for consumer food products, when you have your food packaging, now you can have a panel test and you can see exactly where the eyes go first, and then
Yeah.
what feelings they're having as they're looking at the content on food packaging. So it takes a lot of guesswork out of the graphic design, the designing of the packaging. Also, you can do a mimic of shelf space in a retail store, and you can watch how people walk down the aisle, and you can see how the different packaging grabs their eyes, and you can also measure the brainwaves of what their experience is. Is this
Yeah.
pleasurable for them? Do they find that this is overwhelming? I mean, the applications expand beyond just food and retail. I mean, we're talking about how it can go. One of the things I was looking at is for digital ad agencies, large agencies that do web development. Now you can use this to track how people navigate through websites and what kind of experience they're having in real time. So we're
Love
starting with food and beveraging because that's where they started as their niche, and that's what our niche is. But it's going to expand beyond just that. And anyone who's interested in anything about this, you just reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to schedule
Yeah.
product.
I love that. And for any US based company which wants to gain a deeper insight into consumer preferences, reduce waste, and have product being produced which resonate not just with their clients, but resonate on a cultural and emotional level. For me, that's really the key around this. You know what? This product really aligns itself for that. It's personalized, it's health conscious, and it's really great for ethically reduced food options. And that's really what I'm really excited about.
Absolutely. As you probably know, I mean, the product demos we've been on, it sells itself. I mean, the people that are really looking for people who are serious about finding a solution that's going to give them data, that's going to give them a competitive advantage and get them to market quicker. Once they see it, they're like, all right, where do I sign up? I mean, I'm ready. I mean, because the team, it's not just the technology that really sells it. I also, when they go into the dashboard and you see the user experience, the graphics that they
Yeah.
use and the UX experience, I mean, it's spot on. I mean, they meticulously looked into every little detail to make this
Mhm.
technology so user friendly to where it's a no da that you would want to use it, because you can have someone in your company that doesn't know anything about neuroscience, how to run a panel. All they got to do is plug it into a power source, turn on the Wi-Fi, get it all synced up, and the system walks the panelists right through the series of questionings, and it's done. And you
Yeah.
can, and it tests and it breaks down the test results by each individual so that you can create demographic information, if it was male,
Yep.
female, age range, geographically. So it's not just all this data fed into one bucket. It is also segmented based on your users. And then you can also aggregate it into one type of report as well. So there's different ways that you can cut and dice the different data so that you can make the right decisions.
Love all of that. So now our ask of you, the listeners, is let us know in the comments below, where do you see food becomes more empathetic, and where can the scientifically grounded understanding become a better food experience overall? And if any of the things we talked about resonates with you today, there's one simple message we have, and Lawrence and I talk about this all the time. The reason we partnered with Timos and to become Timos USA is because we want to combine neuroscience with the really cultural insights. And that was really important to me, because this technology will not only help and shape the future of the food system, it's really efficient in deeply attuning, that human need and human values. And for me, that's what food is meant to be. And we talk about this all the time. Food is the one thing which doesn't care what background you have. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Food is universal, the great equalizer. And for me, having a product like this in the US market, for me, is huge. Any closing comments from you, Lawrence?
I mean, you just wrapped it up very nicely. I mean, I think Temu was actually featured on Netflix, right? It was "You Are What You Eat" was the
correct. Yeah.
It was, they had a small segment on it. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely getting the attention of the world. It's the United States is going to be a perfect place for it to advance its technology, and this is just the beginning of where it's going to go. It's truly exciting. The people that built it are very supportive. They want this to really work for its clients. They bend over backwards to make sure that they customize the technology to meet the target and the goals that you want for your organization. And I'm truly, as you can tell, I mean, I am truly excited, because that's why I'm bringing a knife onto this, because I'm truly just excited to continually to sharpen the edge. Because isn't that what we do at Christian Fischer Research? We always find the coolest, newest things out there to bring to our clients.
A little bit. But to anybody interested and want to know more about this, Chef Lawrence, what is happening at the NRA show? So can you talk to our listeners a little bit? How are we launching this at the NRA show?
Yeah, great question. So at the National Restaurant Association next month in Chicago, we'll be there with Temu. They have a booth, and you can see the technology being used in real time. I know we already have a number of decision makers from some major companies that want to come by and really want to see how this can work for them. And actually, I think we're going to be on one of the podcasts for the NRA as well to introduce Mario, who's the CEO of Temu. He'll be there from Italy. I think he may be bringing someone else from his tech team. So if you're going to be at the NRA next month, you got to come by the booth. I think we're going to be sharing booth space with Alamont's. Maybe that's
correct.
Temu's going to be with them, and you can see the technology. You can actually sit down, put the technology, put it on the neuroscience band on, and walk yourself through a very quick panel, and see how it works in real time. Once you see it in real time, you're going to know exactly how you can use it for yourself.
Awesome. Chef Lawrence, thank you for jumping onto this call. And we will have one more call like this about Timos before the NRA. But if you're interested in today's episodes and want to learn more what Timos USA can do for you, please write us below or email us, and we will get back to you right away. And also, if you feel you want to see this product in action and test drive it, you need to come to the NRA. So with that, thanks for being here today. Chef Lawrence, thanks for taking the time and coming on with us today. With that, I want to say thanks for being here, everybody. And we see you at the next Set the Table. And maybe we meet you in person live at the NRA show. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.